Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Now notice, the very first thing you need is to get this square root portion, this term right here, by itself on one side, but it's not by itself because of this plus 5. So we need to move the plus 5 over across the equal sign, and when we do that, it will become negative. Let me see if I can't copy and paste this and just carry it down. Alright, so when we move that 5, I'll still have the x over here, but I'll also have that minus 5. And now that I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and just use my draw feature. And let's go ahead and square both sides to get rid of our square root. So I'm going to square this side. And I'll also square this side. Now on the left side, that 2 is outside of the square root. So when I square it, it's going to become 4. And then the x minus 5 is inside of the square root. It's going to cancel, or rather the square root's going to cancel with the square, and we're just going to get the x minus 5 as it is. So in parentheses, x minus 5. And then on the right side, we have to write out what x minus 5 squared means. Well, it means that we're going to multiply x minus 5 times itself. And my home computer is a little slower in trying to write. Okay, so let's multiply the 4 through the parentheses. We'll get 4x minus 20. And then on the right side, let's FOIL this out. So x times x is x squared. X times minus 5 is minus 5x. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. And then negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. I know my 25 doesn't look very much like a 25. There we go. Alright, now let's notice it's quadratic because we have an x squared here. So we need to move everything over to one side and then we'll add like terms. So I'm going to move the 4x and the minus 20 over to the right, and they will change signs when I move them. So I've got x squared minus 5x minus 5x, and for some reason it's not wanting to do the minus sign here, plus 25. Now my 4x will become a negative 4x, and my minus 20 will become a plus 20. Alright, we want to add like terms now, so I still have my x squared, but I can add all my x's together. So negative 5x is negative 10x, and then negative 4x will make it negative 14x, and then 25 plus the 20, I know it looks like a 26 over there, but it's actually a 20. 25 plus the 20 will be 45. And now, let's see if I can pull this up a little bit. I need to factor that right side. So we factor. Our x squared has to be x and x. And then we need factors of 45 that add to a negative 14. Well, if you think of factors of 45, immediately 9 and 5 spring to mind. They're going to have to be negative to add to a negative 14. And that will, negative 9 and negative 5 together will add to negative 14, so that will work. And then let's set both of those to 0, and we'll get our two answers. Now my zeros keep looking like 6s. All right, so just taking our 9 to the other side of the equation, we're going to get x equals 9. And then taking our 5 to the other side, we get x equals 5. And remember, with these radical equations, we have to go back and check our answers because some of them might not work. So let's start with the 9. We'll go back and check the 9 by putting it back up here. And I'm going to change colors just so we know it's the check. I'm going to put the 9 where the x is. So 2 times square root of 9 minus 5 plus 5 equals, and it should be equals 9. Is that x on the right? All right, so really that's 2 times the square root of 4 plus 5 equals 9. And then square root of 4 is really 2, so we have 2 times 2 right there, which gives us 4 plus 5 equals 9. My writing looks horrible on the screen here. All right, and that's definitely true, so the 9 is okay. All right, now let's check the other one, which was what, a 5? Yeah, the other one was a 5, and I may just have to take that down below. Wait, I think I have a blue pen. There we go. Let's see if I can do it above it. So let's check with the 5. 2 square root 5 minus 5. Kind of like that blue pen. Plus 5 equals 5. Well, this was easier to check because if we look back here, right here, that 5 minus 5 is going to be 0, and 2 times 0 is going to make this term become 0. So we'll have 5 equals 5. Both of these check. So both of these are solutions. All right, I'm probably going to let this one load up to YouTube because otherwise it's going to get too long. I've only got a 15-minute time limit, so I'll do the second one, send it to you here in a minute, and let this one load.